Hey there. I know you may not see this video. May you feel like it isn't for you. Hey, and I completely understand that. But man, I wanna express something. I know a lot of us at times may feel hopeless. Maybe you feel um a bit down at times, and that's fair. A lot of us feel hopeless, especially when our situation is bad, especially when our suffering, especially is bad. Maybe we're going through a spiritual battle. Maybe we're going through a war in our mind. Maybe there are actual people in our life who are trying to hurt us, and I know that that can feel that way. I cannot speak for all those things, right? The last thing about other people going against me, I cannot speak for. But either way, man, a lot of us don't understand that. You know, Jesus, he promises us a lot of things, and one of those things is salvation. He promises that all of us who believe in him will be saved, and that we may be glorified, and that we may be brought up as a righteous sheep, flock of God. We may be risen up into his kingdom. We may be taken through the gates, which is Jesus Christ. And so, what I want to share with you is that I know, and maybe this is connecting to you, man, right? Another person across the screen, man, woman, boy, girl, I don't care, okay? But if you feel like God's calling you to this, and I hope that you stay to the end of this. I really do. But something I want to discuss, and I actually found out, and I think it helps me. It helps me a lot, reminding myself that right now my suffering, and our suffering right now, it goes away. It goes away like that. Alright? And you may be saying, oh no bro, that's just you, you get through all your temptations probably quickly, probably like, I don't know, you were distracted by something, but like a day later you got over it. No, like, a lot of us suffer. Maybe some of us struggle with other things differently than others, right? Maybe I'm gonna struggle with lust more than another person struggles with it. But either way, yes, our sufferings may be bad, but Paul tells us that our sufferings right now are not worth comparing to our glory later. He says in Romans 2, verse 18 through 22, he says, I consider that our present sufferings are not worth comparing with the glory that will be revealed in us. For the creation waits in eager expectation for the children of God to be revealed. For the creation was subjected to frustration, not by its own choice, but by the will of the one who subjected it, in hope that the creation itself will be liberated from its bondage to decay, and brought into the freedom and glory of the children of God. We know that the whole creation has been groaning as in the pains of childbirth right up to the present time. Now I know that's a lot, maybe that's a handful for a lot of you, but I'll try to condense it as that. Paul is saying that right now, right, we may be complaining about, oh, I'm struggling with this temptation, I'm really just not able to get through it, and all these other things are happening in my life that I'm really struggling with, I'm really struggling to contain. And man, I want to say that all of those things, as long as you just have hope, as long as you hold on to that promise that Jesus made so long ago, that we would be saved, as long as we believe in him, and as long as we have faith, as long as we stand on the foundation that is Jesus Christ, and the foundation that he set for us, that whoever believes in him shall be saved, and whoever goes to him for forgiveness shall be forgiven of their sins, but shall repent. And but the whole thing I'm trying to say, right, is that a lot of us may feel, and I'm repeating some things, but all of us may feel like what we're going through, you can't get through it. You for some reason can't like deal with it anymore, and you just give up. You just feel like the suffering is too much. But man, imagine what will happen after. What if you get through that suffering? What if you get away from this person who's hurting you? What if you defeat this temptation that's been making you just like all depressed and hopeless? What then? You're just gonna keep on being depressed? No, you're of course gonna be happy. You're gonna be joyful. You're gonna rejoice in the fact that God has helped you through your trials and tribulations. And so, man, like, definitely, Paul has some of the best teachings, right? And some of the best writings. And this has to be my favorite one, man, is that he's literally telling us that a lot of us are waiting in frustration to just get over this temptation, get over this struggle. And though sometimes, and Paul even says it, is that it's not just through well, most of it, of course, is through faith in Jesus Christ, but sometimes it's the children of God who bring that glory, who bring that freedom to others. Let's say, right now, you feel like there's someone in your life who's struggling a lot with a temptation, and you don't know what to do. You know, you feel like you can't help them, but I encourage you, if you feel like there's somebody in your life that you feel like you need to talk to, that you need to, encourage, and you see them going down a bad path, and you know that they don't want to go down that path, but they continue to, then just how Paul says, for the creation awaits an eager expectation of the children of God to be revealed. And he also says that the creation itself will be liberated from its bondage to decay and brought into the freedom and glory of the children of God. And he says that through the children of God, that glory and freedom may be brought about through them. Maybe that's you. May you, as a child of God, one who's been saved, who's been with God on this massive journey, like practically their whole life, maybe, and maybe you're a youth like me who just found God, who recently, like, not too long ago, about 9 months now, I think, and are seeing friends of yours going down the dark path, and you want to help them, then try to show God's thankfulness, God's love, because a lot of us, maybe friends or family, are waiting to be just saved, and are waiting for God's arrival, and are waiting to be freed from decay, from death. So I hope that whoever sees this at least gets this back from the video, that all of our sufferings right now, right, no matter how difficult, no matter how impossible they look to get over, we at some point will, as long as we stay strong in our faith, as long as we stay still and steadfast in our faith, that we may attain that glory, attain that freedom from sin, not be slaves of sin anymore, servants of Christ. And that all this that you're going through, all that we're going through, me, you, my family, whatever they're going through, our sufferings, our tribulations will end. But God's glory won't. God's glory will always come out on top as long as you seek it, as long as you seek God, as long as you look for God, as long as you continuously with God, and you ask Him to help you fight back against these things. I believe that you'll get over them. And I believe that you'll rejoice so much that you'll look back and think, man, I was struggling with that for so long. And then you'll just feel, joy. And it may not be easy, definitely no, but just know that at the end, you'll be given eternal glory as long as we stay and hold tight onto Jesus. And for those who see maybe a friend that's struggling with defeating a certain sin, or is having a hard time being with God while going through a struggle, then encourage them, help them, and guide them on a better path, guide them on a more righteous path that will lead them to His glory. Because sometimes some people need that. Sometimes people need a friend to be there to guide them. And as servants and children of God, we may have to do that. And so, I pray that you have a blessed day, man. God bless.